Hi everyone, it's Grade here again. Good to see you tonight. And I'm doing my Facebook Live an hour earlier because I promised to go to Alchemy for our first opening. So the Robertson clan, as a family, we're having a little trial run tonight. That's why I'm all dressed up for the occasion. And so most of you will be watching this live, Facebook Live as a replay. So I'll do my best to be as clear as I can. The topic today that I've been thinking about a lot is the topic of entrainment. And many of you may not know what entrainment means. And it's something that you're doing subconsciously every day of your life. So when we were created, thankfully, we were created to tune up and to tune into the person with the highest energy frequency. And so a classic example, for instance, is when you have a room full of grandfather clocks, and if you leave them alone, they're all tick-tocking at their own speed. And after months, when you come back, all the grandfather clocks are ticking. They go tick-tock in unison, and they usually train up or entrain themselves, or they're influenced by the grandfather clock with the most powerful tick-tock or the most powerful energy, you could say. So this is about being a positive influence in the universe, which is something that all my Search to Success students definitely are already in their own right. So this is a little bit about, again, how can you keep yourself tuned up? How can you remain strong in your position? How can you be the influence that you want to be, rather than being influenced by people around you? So that's what I wanted to talk about tonight a little bit. And of course, another classic example is when you put a group of women together. For instance, if women are locked up in jail, say 20 women together in a tiny little cell, that happens sometimes in countries. After a very short period of time, all the women start to have their period at the same day. So this is just something that happens whether we know about it or not. And so now that you know about it, you can become aware of it. And the question is, of course, what is your influence in your community or in your universe? And we all do have an influence in the universe. And so if you know the answer, of course, one way to not be influenced by the people around you, or by the news, or by the fear that you feel in your outer world, is to be full of yourself. So remember, when people say, oh, you're so full of yourself, well, take that as a compliment. So, because if you're not full of yourself, you have to ask yourself the question, if you're not full of yourself, what are you full of? Because our bodies are a receptacle or a container, and we were actually created for our body. Our bodies were created to be the container of our soul, or our essence, or our spirit. So every single day we have to make sure that we spend at least 20% of our day being fully present in our bodies. And if you reach that target, like 20% per day, your life starts to change. And the more present you are, the faster your life will change. And by that I mean your life will change for the better. So let's just take a couple of deep breaths and just make sure we take this time, 20 minutes tonight, to be fully present in our body. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm in my body. And I need another big breath. to drop into my pelvis, which is my home space. Okay. So remember that in the energy world, we're already energetically connected to everything that we think about, every object or every thing that we desire. We're already energetically connected to it. And this is quite different to the physical world, because in the physical world, let's say you see a car drive past a Maserati and it drives away again, you're not connected to it. It comes and it goes from your life. And in the physical world, we're used to that to get to our goal or to get to an object that we desire. We have to spend a lot of energy and effort, and we have to work at it. Whereas in the energetic world, it's completely different. And remember that we are 99.999% energy beings. So the fastest way to get the life that we want is to tune into our body, become fully present, and ask. So this week I've been telling a lot of people that they've got everything already lined up, but the only thing that's missing that they forget to do is to ask. So because we're energy beings, when we ask or we cry, we are heard by the universe, and the universe around us is a benevolent force. In other words, we are surrounded by unconditional love, and the universe has our back. So when we cry to the universe, and it's we're crying for a good thing, so something that's going to benefit from it, as well as our community, as well as the universe. The universe is going to bend over backwards to help us to find the object of our desire. So the point that I really wanted to make is, if we feel disconnected, and most of us feel some level of disconnect most of our days and night. So if we feel disconnected, the fastest way to become connected, other than filling our body up with our presence, is to ask. And I mean ask for help, and then to be receptive. So receptivity is absolute key. So to be receptive, that often means we have to surrender and let go. So for instance, let's say you have a problem. Let's say you're stuck somewhere. So I can think of an example that I discussed with a client this week. So this lady wanted to do a university degree, and it's something that she'd been thinking about for a long time, but her mind was just going around and around in the same loop. And her mind was saying, yeah, but I can't take the time off, and it's going to cost money, and what's going to happen to my job, and so on. But it was actually a really, really good desire, something that was going to make her much more alive and give her soul expression. So I encouraged her to. The fastest thing that's going to break that mental loop that she'd actually been looping around in for months already, if not years, was to just ask for help. And how do you ask for help? For instance, you could say, I really want to do this, but I don't know how to go about it. So please give me a sign or a symptom or an answer. Or you could say, I have a problem here, I feel really, really stuck, and I know the solution is out there, but I can't see it yet. So please show me the solution real soon, like tonight or tomorrow. It's always good to put a time limit, because the universe might otherwise leave the solution until you're 90 when you actually want it now. So remember to ask, And after you've asked, you have to move out of the way. So get your little mind out of the way and wait for the universe to show up. And if you think you're not worthy of asking the universe because the universe, maybe you feel the universe doesn't listen anyway, just experiment with asking. That's all I would like you to do this week. Just experiment, just ask all day long. Just keep asking. It's not greedy. Because if you're a parent and you have a little baby and the child never cries, you would worry about that child, wouldn't you? And by that little child crying to you or asking for help, that's another way of saying crying, you feel connected. You want to give that child what it wants, and you want to know what it's feeling, and that builds the connection. So as adults, and if we want to develop our spiritual superpowers, and that means intuition, have a good influence, be fully present, be successful, know your intuition, and we want synchronicity, and we want things to work out for us. These are all superpowers. If you want your body to heal, even if you've had pain for 40 years, your body can still heal. If you want to have healing superpowers, you have to start with asking. That's the one most important thing. So ask first. And then the next step is you wait. And while you're waiting, you trust. And if you feel like, well, nothing is happening, you can ask again. Because by you asking, that energy goes out into the universe, so you're emptying yourself out, and then you can be filled with answers from the universe. And so sometimes we don't hear the answer though, because we have to learn stillness. And stillness is the most powerful thing after asking. So then it's also a really fantastic thing to ask the universe for a sign. And the more pain you have in your heart or in your body, if you're feeling the pain of a loss, or you're feeling sadness, or you feel really, really stuck, and you don't know what to do, well, the key is actually to do nothing and just ask or cry and wait and trust. And keep your eyes and ears peeled for a sign from the universe. So, for instance, now that I'm telling you, talking to you about this, I remember the time that my mom died. She died about 13 years ago. And one time I had a client in the little clinic here in our garden. And my client was going through a psychotic episode. And suddenly we heard a bird outside my massage room. And he said to me, "Wait a minute, I've got psychic powers. I understand the animal kingdom." And so I didn't shut him down or anything, because I'm always curious. So I said, "Okay, what do you think that bird is saying then?" It was singing really, really loud. And he said, "Wait a minute, just be still for a second." And so then he tuned into the animal kingdom. And I don't know if he had special powers in that moment, because he was going through a psychotic episode, which means that his reality was a bit different to our normal reality. And then he opened his eyes and he said to me, "That was your mom, and she told you, she's saying to you, you don't have to be like her, you can be different to her." And when I heard that message, I really felt that it was true, that it was for me, because my mom was always very, very sick, and she was full of limiting beliefs, and she obviously didn't want me to have to live my life like her and have the same limiting beliefs. But actually, it wasn't all that long after, probably only half a year or a year later, that I had a really big accident. And I turned out even more than my mom than before, because I've got scars all over my body from operations. And I had to be put back together. And except I still always remember that message when I was going through my recovery period. And my mom always used to say, I can't do this, I can't do that, I just can't do this. And I decided I wanted to be different to my mom. And so my motto is always, if it's to be, it's up to me. So that was a really, really powerful message. It could have even been considered a little bit freaky, but I still remember it to this day. So you can ask, and then the universe can do things like a book might drop off the shelf and it opens at a page that you need to read, or a friend might ring, or your child might say something to you, or even in your garden you might get a message from your garden, or you might suddenly grow a plant that's new to you, and you can investigate what the healing powers of that plant are, because nature is always aiming to support us in our highest form of health or balance. And so if there is an imbalance in our body, it will grow something in our garden, often that will recreate a good, healthy balance. So life becomes much more interesting when you ask and when you are open to receive. That's key. Okay, so just ask for help. A favorite one for me is to ask for gifts. If you're really stuck, down, or depressed, or you're just simply feeling tired or exhausted from your life, you just ask for gifts. Hi Lynn, good to see you here. And then the universe will give you gifts. That's helped many of my clients as well. I've got lots of really great examples, but I don't really want to talk about it now. So just ask for gifts and wait in a state of open curiosity. So just develop a sense of curiosity, and that's helped me a lot, many times. Sometimes when I run out of energy, I just ask the universe for energy, and I say I'm receptive to gifts, or I'm open to gifts, or I'm a magnet for gifts. Just use words that feel good to you. So the other thing that I just want to touch base on is how to run your energy, because some of the people in Search to Success, they got a little bit confused about running your energy. So energy, of course, is the most fantastic gift from the universe to us. And when we run our energy properly, 10 minutes every day at least, our cells remain a lot younger, and we defy the aging process, which is of course something that we all want to do, and we can heal our bodies. So I'll just talk you through it again. So thankfully I am in my womb space. So just for starters, just see if you can take a few deep breaths in and drop into your womb space, which is in your pelvis. And if you're a guy watching this, just drop into your lower abdomen. Take your awareness in there. If it's difficult, just watch a little candle there. And then take your awareness down into the center of Mother Earth. And once you reach the center, pull up energy from the earth through the soles of your feet, through the knee chakras, into the pelvis. And imagine your pelvis is like a bowl, like a container. And just fill it up with it, fresh energy from Mother Earth. And then you watch it flow, overflow, and go back down into the earth. So that washes out any trauma or stress or pain you might have in your base chakra. I'm just keeping my eyes shut so I can concentrate what's happening. And again, just be open to receive. It works whether you believe it or not. The beauty of these things is you don't have to believe it. So now this is the trick. I said that keep that going on automatic pilot. Remember, now your little mind needs to get out of the way, and it's working. So while that's working, you open up the crown chakra and invite the universe to drop cosmic energy through the crown chakra, flows down the back, comes back up through the front, does a U-turn at the pelvis, comes up, and it connects with the crown chakra again, and then it forms a fountain that cleanses your entire aura and rejuvenates you. Now, the universe has a special gift for people that are sick or unwell, and that is the healing grid, which you can imagine it sits outside the earth, a healing grid, and your soul or spirit has a special place there already on that healing grid. So just imagine where your little spot is. It's always been there and always will be there. Now draw some of that energy down through your crown chakra, which is right open by now. And it comes down your shoulders and into your hands, where it forms a ball. And then you can heal any part of your body. Okay. So just, and again, you can say, I'm open and receptive to this wonderful gift from the universe. Okay. So I've just put that anywhere in my chakras. Now, 10 minutes a day is enough. However, there is actually no limit to how long you want to keep that running on automatic pilot. So you can even ask your body, how long should I be doing this every day, or how long should I be doing that today? So you can use muscle testing, or an answer will drop into your head. So if your body might say, okay, I want to keep running my energy today for 2 hours, then just say, thank you very much. Okay, you get on with it. So now you're talking to your higher self while I go about my business. So that's how amazing your body is. That's how amazing you are. That's how you become supercharged with spiritual energy. And spiritual energy is, of course, your true essence and nothing else. So this week, I'm inviting you to be full of yourself. Fill yourself up with yourself. That way, other people around you will entrain to you, and you won't be dragged down by other people's potentially negative energy, or shallow energy, or limited energy. And on the other hand, you will be a fantastic influence for the better for all the people around you in your family or at work, if you have a business. And your business will benefit from it as well as your health. So just remember to ask and to keep asking. I invite you to keep asking all week, and I'm looking forward to hearing the results next Monday. Thank you for listening. Lots of love, and tune in again next week. Bye.